You were right. What's good, everyone? I'm here with Ku.
Yo.
I don't think anyone else is. Well, there might be a couple extra people coming, but right now this is what it's looking like. Everybody's just been wrecked by the episode, as they should be, as they very well should be. First thing I want to say off the bat, I want to see who agrees with me because I saw some people talking about it in the chat earlier, but most people are still like episode 15 was more impactful than episode 17. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Just because the way they did the ending and the Puck revelation, it was much more powerful for me. I mean, this would have been more powerful if Puck hadn't appeared at the end. If
Puck saved it for me at the end.
Yeah.
I'd have been sobbing like a little bitch if he laid hands on her like that.
Yeah, literally, I was tearing. There were tears streaming down my face because I was like, what the fuck is he going to do? Is he going to rip her apart or twist her like that shit again? I would not have been able to stand that.
Yeah, I mean, I cycled through glasses like a pro and was able to wipe my tears away every single time. So it was all good, but I have to disagree with everyone.
You think this one was more impactful?
I think that episode 15 shock value wise was stronger. And even still, like, that remains the most shocking episode, even above like episode 7 and this one. But I would say this one was more powerful simply because there were multiple heavy scenes in the episode. I lost my 2 best girls in one episode. And I think the weight of nobody remembering Rem is pretty significant because I don't know if that's going to be remedied at all.
This is the first thing I want to question. Like, what do you think? Even if he does manage to go way back to the Apple stand, do you think Rem will still be around or should be gone forever?
See, that's what I was questioning in my review. I like laid out 2 possibilities. I was like, the fact that her entire existence has been stripped away from this world, like, it's not even that people don't remember her, like all like vestiges of her existence, like her physical objects and shit are gone.
Yeah, it's like it erased her back from the beginning of time. So even if he goes back in time, would it fix it?
If that's an interesting thought. If she's erased, like if she just never existed to begin with, and that's how it's like a time thing, then I would say her body doesn't come back in the returns, and she's still just gone.
Yeah, because that's the only way I can figure it could work. Because I mean, even her sister didn't remember having a sister ever. It wasn't even just she disappeared one day. She was just gone.
Right.
Her room wasn't done the same way. So yeah, it feels like she's
not. That's what is crazy. It's not even like memories. It's just like everything about her existence is gone. And I'm guessing Subaru still remembers her because of his link to Satla.
Yeah, his connection to the Jealous Witch.
So I mean that's a nice option. I like that third way because I only had 2. One was that she actually comes back. Actually, there's 2 ways that could go. If she actually comes back, if it goes back to the Apple stand, and she actually comes back, she could come back and people still don't remember except for Subaru, which would be really fucked up in and of itself.
That would be crazy, especially her meeting Ram.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then you have to know that Ram would be like, if she saw her, like, this is kind of weird, even if she didn't remember her.
Yeah, I reckon Ram would straight up like kill either Rem or Subaru at that point. It would be like, why is there a girl who looks exactly like me?
Like what sort of sorcery is this exactly? But that could happen, or she could come back and we're wrong, which I really don't think so, to be honest. I think that this white whale Maju is of a completely higher caliber than anything we've seen thus far.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure if it was a Maju. It kind of felt like it was on the same kind of level as the sloth dude.
Oh yeah, no, I think
thought it was a Maju.
I think it's more powerful than Betelgeuse is.
Yeah,
especially since Otto was like, it killed like the first sword master, and it looks crazy as fuck. So
son, Mitro Speed is asking if he can give us some stuff that was skipped in the second arc of the novel, or if we consider that spoilers.
No, people have been sending me that stuff anyway. I've read some of it, but no.
There you go, Mitro Speed. Throw it out. Let's find out this stuff.
And yeah, but the other way I was gonna say that it could go is, what if she's in her existence being erased? Because like Otto remembered her for a good bit of time, right? And then it was like suddenly
that was while she was still fighting,
right? And then like she must, when she died is when he forgot about it, is what I was thinking. So what if he consumed her? And it's not even like it goes past, like the passive effect of the mist is just like a general amnesia. But then like if it kills you or it consumes you, that's when you are erased. And maybe like inside of the whale on some crazy Pinocchio shit, there's like another realm or a plane similar to like Bayako's library
Yeah,
where
that could be. It could be another dimension. You're just taken out of this one.
exactly. So that was another way. But if that's the case, then I physically I don't think she'd be able to come back anyway. So I don't know, man. But either way, I think it's really fucked up. Like it hurt me to hear Ram be like, who is Ram?
Yeah, man. Hearing her sister, those two had such that good connection. That was disgusting.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. So that's how I feel about that. I know Emilia will be okay. Whether I'm guessing she actually is dead there, and I don't think Puck realizes that yet, which is why he's still somewhat not raging and going full beast mode on them right now. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, what do you think about the unseen hands? Because I was thinking about it, I was kind of feeling like both Bayako and Puck, if anything, and that's how I felt since Arc 2, are the only potential people that could know about returns out of the immediate group of people that we know.
And possibly Roswell.
Yeah, I would only think Rosal would know if he is in fact the sage. And ever since we heard about that flugel and the tree, I don't think Rosal's the sage anymore.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I think Bayako is stronger than Roswell, to be completely honest. And I think that with the whole dimension thing, maybe Bayako's library being a separate dimension, she could potentially still remember Rem as well and wasn't affected by whatever it is the white whale does. But the thing that gets me is that we get confirmation that the unseen hands are unseen. Like nobody's supposed to fucking be able to see those.
Yeah, he said they were like the proof of his love and his devotion and his ability to be a leader of Sloth. I think he said, didn't he?
He was like, yeah, it was like my authority, the authority of Sloth.
Proof of my authority. Nobody else can take it.
So I think that also symbolically it makes the opening that much crazier as far as like the last part of it with Subaru running towards Emilia.
Having all those hands grab him, yeah.
But my thing is Puck came in there and shot icicles on some crazy Gilgamesh Gate of Babylon shit around the hands. So like, can he see the unseen hands? Then is my biggest question. And then what does that imply?
Yeah, what would that mean for him if he can actually see them? I mean, to be fair, we don't even know what he is yet. We've heard him referred to as a great spirit, but we don't know what a great spirit actually means so far.
Very true. I mean, there's a lot about this world that we really don't know.
That's the thing. They're revealing things to us bit by bit and telling us what they want us to know. But yeah, with the hands, I'm thinking maybe it's someone who's completely devoted themselves to one of the witches, because I imagine the Sloth is devoted to the Witch of Sloth. And then maybe Subaru has devoted himself to Emilia, but if Emilia does, in fact, become Satella, the Jealous Witch, he's technically devoted himself to the Jealous Witch. So those could be her hands. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just something I just came up with when you first asked me. I was like stalling for time. Like, I got to think of something. Because honestly, during my review, I was just like, wow, that's weird. I had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it struck me as off. And then like the death penalty for Emilia. Like, what do you think about that?
That was just bullshit. I have no idea what that was about. He said something about putting obstacles in her way and she tripped over the first one.
Oh, no, not that. That we got to talk about for sure. I was talking about just the fact that when he tried to tell her about returns, she was killed.
Oh, I imagined like when the hands like wrapped around his heart, I imagined it was like, I could kill you, but why would I do that? That won't hurt you too much. Instead, I'm going to kill what you love and just rip out her heart instead.
Do you think, but I was thinking, do you think it's because he's tried to tell Emilia multiple times?
I think it was because he was going to go through with it no matter what pain he suffered. Like he felt that pain coming on, he wasn't stopping.
Okay.
Like, normally when the hands came around, Subaru was like, no, I don't want to die. I'll back off. But this time he was like, nah, no matter how much it hurts me, I'm going to tell her.
True.
So I imagine the hands were just like, fine, I can't kill you because I need you, so I'll kill what you love.
That makes so much more sense to me that way. Then it's just weird. Because now my theories about Emilia are so up in the air. Like it could go so many different ways now. I still think that she and Satella have a link. What that link is is in question right now. I like to hold on to the fact of what I've been saying since episode 8, where after the Satla was sealed, it was just her consciousness, and the empty shell became Emilia, and a new consciousness was formed. That's how I like to look at it. So maybe the order from if the cult is in fact subservient to Satla, because that's my other thing. The way that it's set up with the sins and just Betelgeuse' dialogue about the ordeal and shit, clearly targeting Emilia being this half devil girl, like is what the word he used. I'm curious as if that's Satla's command or if the other witches are still in fact alive. The legend is false, and there's different factions to the witches cult.
Yeah, I imagine that's what it is, because from everything that's happened so far, like, it feels like they use the jealous witch as an excuse for things. I mean, the Marbeasts, we know the Marbeasts that we found in the forest, all the dogs, were trying to kill Subaru. So, I mean, why would they be under the jealous witch's control if we've seen the jealous witches supposedly bringing him back continuously?
Well, they did say that the Marbeasts don't adhere to commands anymore. Like they were created for like a purpose, and they all have their own agency now.
Oh, okay.
So that's slightly different than the cult itself, which I don't know if you could be right. They could just be using the witch's name to do stuff, but clearly Betelgeuse was imbued with power, so there has to be somebody, if not Satella herself, somebody above them.
Maybe it is Satella herself. Maybe there are factions within the cult, but Satella is the jealous witch who controls. No, because we've already heard about the other witches, haven't we? I don't know.
We haven't really heard too much about them. All we really know about them is that they each comprise one of the sins.
Yeah.
But what? Okay, wait. This would be crazy then. The legend. See, I just don't believe in the legend wholeheartedly. Like, 400 years is a long time in general. Whenever you hear lore of that nature, shit's twisted around. Like, the most obvious thing for me is that Satella herself probably isn't evil. Is my biggest thing, and that's just how it's been warped.
Rather, she was probably someone who sacrificed herself for the greater good.
Exactly, and then it just got altered through being passed down or something like that. But what if they said she absorbed the witches? I don't know if that's true. I kind of have this sneaking suspicion that the witches are alive, just based on various things that we've seen. Priscilla and Al is a big thing that makes me think that too, because potentially they could have like a witch behind them.
I didn't think about that, but you're right, because Al came from another world too.
Yeah,
so Al may even have the hidden hands with him.
That would be crazy. But what if they're all alive inside Satella then? Like, what if she has like 7 split personalities? And each witch kind of has like a piece of that.
That would be crazy. It would make sense, though. It would make sense why all the different bits have to have followers that do their bidding rather than them doing shit themselves. If they're all still existing inside her, but Satella's her own vessel that was born and has her own life.
I mean, we're probably wrong with that one, but it's kind of out there.
Good idea, though. I mean, my one was just much worse than that. My one was just like, what if they ripped off Final Fantasy VIII and Satella does shit in the future and then goes back in time? That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Emilia grows into Satella, but yeah, that's just kind of silly.
I mean, you made that theory a while back, though, right? I remember it was like around episode 7 or something like that. I think back then it was definitely a possibility. I don't know now, but it could still happen.
Not so much.
It's just Emilia's kind of seemingly expendable at this point, for lack of a better word, which is
because I mean, don't the hands that control Subaru, they're definitely what bring him back. So they set the checkpoint. So even if they kill Emilia, they could wait like 100 years and still bring him back from old age to back when Emilia was alive.
Potentially so. Yeah. I mean, it's weird. I guess what's confusing me is Betelgeuse's ordeal and why he wants her dead, unless that's like, because we know Rosewall's trying to kill the dragon, inadvertently destroy the seal, and potentially free Satella, and maybe he's backing Emilia because Emilia's corporeal body is key to the full resurrection of Satella or some shit like that. So what if killing her is also like a way, or how their mentality of how they go about doing it? But
yeah, maybe they think if they kill her, their witches would be free.
Wait, Mitro, is that? I don't know if that's a spoiler. I mean, it's always what I assumed, but that confirms that is in fact an Estrella that sealed that was the hero. I always assumed that, but I don't know if we've heard that yet.
Yeah, I don't think they said it was an Estrella, but they did say it was a hero, and we kind of
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just the logical step with how that family is set up. But
yeah, because they're just so perfect and shit.
Yeah. Let's go into the chat and see what's good there. See what people are talking about. If there's anything you want to bring up,
I just saw someone say, I don't care about in-world answers. I want the true answer, like what Subaru's true purpose is.
That sounds like Endgame to me, though. I don't think we're getting that anytime soon.
Yeah, the only thing I can imagine is he's probably there to keep Emilia alive for now. Like, he keeps getting brought back, and he was definitely guided to Emilia at the beginning.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, it's definitely due to, at the very least, it's definitely Satala's will that has this man making moves. It's just weird how things are contradicting each other at this point. I didn't notice that Mitro said that Subaru recognized that it was a Maju based on the horn.
Yeah, I read that, and that the dog would have had a horn as well, but they had it removed, and that's why he had the bald spot.
That's really dope. I wouldn't have caught that. That's really dope.
One thing that somebody mentioned to me isn't a spoiler, it's just they had a better, like, noticing than me. When you see all the kids in the village, every time after that episode where they were kidnapped, we never see the blue head go. Yeah,
she's been gone, dude. I don't know what's up with that. Nobody seems to be questioning it. I don't get it. Unless like it was like some sort of, it was created by the Maju, which I seriously doubt that. It just seems
like
it
could have been created by the Maju. It could have been what controlled the Maju.
Yeah, to an extent. I'm not sure about that, man. It definitely has to have its significance, because what I've learned about this series now that we're on episode 17 is that Tabe doesn't play games.
Back to. Yeah,
like he's a really good fucking author. Like what he's doing here is like on some Ishida Tokyo Ghoul level right now, because I've never seen such savagery to take out two of the most loved girls in the series in one episode. Son, now I'm understanding why people were dropping the series at episode 3. I could never do it, but I don't know about that.
No, there was a moment like I wasn't going to drop the series, but if Emilia had gotten like degraded at the end of this episode, I was going to be broken for like a good long while. I probably would have just been like, throw out a Twitter message, I'm done for the night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for Danganronpa.
Oh, yeah. Literally, I said it during the reaction. I was like, if Puck did not just appear here, I would have just been done at that point. I wouldn't have made a review. I wouldn't be here right now. Puck is really what I want to spend some time talking about in a second too, but I want to go back through the chat and kind of catch up, use all the time we have for the stream. So before we head over to No Life, is this reaching my top 10 anime ever? Zara asked before. It's too early to say that right now. It's too early to say that because I personally am one that has never solidified their top 10. Like I know I'd say I know like a good 6 out of the 10 that are in there. I don't even know how they rank exactly. If I knew my top 10 like that, there would have been a video by now. So it's too soon for me to say that, but it's definitely going to be. I don't see anything beating it for my anime of the year, though.
Yeah, I've just got like my number 1 anime, and then I've got a bunch of anime I consider masterpieces, so I don't really have a list either. But
like your number 1 anime is in my top 5, but I don't know where. I just don't have like any concrete positions for any of them, you know?
So for me, it's definitely on the masterpiece level already. It would be hard for them to manage to fuck it up and put it below the masterpiece level. It's definitely up there. Yeah. But that's like a top 60 or 100. I've watched a lot of anime.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the grand scheme of things is one of my favorites. I just don't. It's not even over yet, so we can't.
That's the thing. It's just been getting better and better as it went on.
Exactly.
I can't imagine where it's going to be. I mean, even Mitro's throwing out things like it gets so much better at part 4 and 5. You guys haven't even seen the story yet. So, I mean, We don't know yet.
That's the thing about it, dude, because even going into it, like how many volumes of the web novel have been released is insane, dude. I mean, how many chapters? I heard there's like 500 chapters of the web novel. So
the web novel apparently has like 3 times as much content as all of the Game of Thrones shit.
Yeah, we barely scratched the surface, man. So I mean, you best believe I'm going over there, whether we get the season 2 announcement at the end of this, which White Fox would be fools not to. But
yeah,
whether we
really
get it,
need to strike when the calls are hot and just say we're doing season 2, even if they say next year and don't give it a concrete time.
Exactly.
They need to say it.
And dude, Mitchell, your comments are just on point, man. Now I see why you're the vaunted essay kun. But anyway, it's a
essay kun.
The fact that the Bulgarum had no horns. I mean, that to me just strikes me. I don't know if it's weird or not. It strikes me. The Bulgarum strike me as like the lowest class Maju that we're probably going to see.
What Ugam?
The hounds that were in the last arc.
They all have no horns. I thought it was just the main dog that had no horns.
I don't remember, to be honest, but that's what the comment that I read. Yeah, none of them had it, I'm guessing. So
maybe that's why they don't have proper sentience. Maybe they had their horn removed and that's their connection to the witches.
Right, it's like some sort of like,
maybe those are the proper Maju, like the beasts that people just think are just randomly evil things, and then you've got creatures like the whale that seem to have a reason for doing shit.
Like the horn is able to like receive orders that are transmitted remotely from Satsala's consciousness or something like that.
Yeah, something like that maybe.
That would be interesting, man. I like that.
The mages in the world have to like bring in mana to their body to like do shit, right? So maybe the horn is their connection to mana and therefore their connection to everything else in the grand scheme.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's actually a good idea. I like that a lot.
Just guess that. And to death charge, Krush is definitely fighting the whale in the opening, not the dragon. It's definitely the whale because it has giant, ridiculous mouth.
Yeah, dude, it's not the dragon. I don't see anyone going up against the dragon in this arc.
Yeah, I don't think the dragon will appear until they have a definite leader candidate.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. I don't see that. I don't see the election being settled in this arc at all. But I do want to see Krush go up against the whale now because the whale is savage as fuck. And if Krush can take it out, Krush will be forever a goddess. It'll be set in stone at that point because
I mean, Rem was such a beast. I mean, she held it off for a while, but when the whale caught up to Subaru, it still had no fucking damage on it. She like beat out of it, broke its skin, but it was still like coming after Subaru with no problem.
Ram went in, man. If Ram still had her horn, I guarantee. And well, actually, no. It'd be 2 conditions. If Ram still had her horn, and this was a shonen series, they would fuse at some point and be like godly.
Yeah, do the double horn. Half the hair would be red, half the hair would be blue.
Yeah, you already know. Yeah, it's contingent on it being a shonen series, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a good point. If Ram only had 1 horn. So surely Subaru will be able to remind her, hey, where'd your other horn go? You only had 1 horn removed, remember? And they wanted to kill you when you were kids. Maybe that will be able to remind her. I don't know.
There has to be some way to break the enchant. Maybe if you kill it, everyone is restored to like the actual dimension or something like that.
Maybe that's it, because, I mean, to be fair, Subaru doesn't really need to kill the whale right now. There's no reason for that. Maybe he'll learn that if you kill it, the spell breaks. People will be able to remember things, and that's why he'll rally everyone to go against it.
Potentially so. I mean, it's seemingly the whale is a problem for everyone in Luganica at this point, though, because of Otto's dialogue. And all I know is that whoever this first Swordmaster was, he's nowhere near Reinhardt's level, or else he would have destroyed that shit. So...
I wonder if Reinhardt could do it by himself. Reinhardt does seem quite a beast.
I bet you Reinhardt could take out the white whale by himself. Here's my power scale right now to kind of put things in perspective. I think Puck will destroy Betelgeuse for sure. I think Puck is far more savage than that man. I don't know if Puck can beat Reinhardt. That's how I kind of see things right now. And so if Krush goes up against the whale, that's kind of suggesting that Krush is closer to Reinhardt's level, which that kind of in turn makes Priscilla almost near that level. It's interesting to think about.
Well, yeah, it depends on how far her supposed luck goes as well for Priscilla. As far as I know, that's her only blessing.
Yeah, I mean, but that if everything bends to her will, that's her blessing. That's insanity, dude.
Well, yeah, I can imagine her just walking on a battlefield and like someone tries to attack her with a long range weapon, it misses her, tries to hit her with a sword, the sword handle breaks off and it just flies away from them, that kind of shit. She may
Yeah.
as well be undefeatable. It just depends.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's confirmed that the white whale is referring to. I mean, I already assumed it was referring to Moby Dick, but what happens if the first sword master comes back on some Ahab shit then? Um, and his sole purpose is just trying to hunt down this whale.
Yeah. Makes it kind of sad that Crush is gonna kill it very soon. Like that should have been really end game kind of shit.
I mean, that'll just make Krush Ishmael. Um, just
Yes.
like how the majority of characters' names, stars, and constellations is. Yeah, I didn't notice that for a while. To be fair, I didn't notice that the constellation thing for quite some time. The dragon.
Google some of the characters' names and look up their star constellations. It gives insight to their characters. Ooh.
I'm gonna do that later for damn sure.
Yeah, that sounds good. Apparently,
Beak.
Reinhardt and Satella are on that 8 tails and 9 tails shit. If they got into a battle, neither one of them would win or lose. They just fight until the end of time.
Reinhardt's really that savage. I mean, I know he's broken, but we don't even know the extent of Satella's power, man. So that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Reinhardt is like the reincarnation of his ancestor that
The
was like the
original
previous
Sultan.
here. Yeah, like that's how I feel it's going. Because if Reinhardt's that broken, then he has to be stronger than Wilhelm.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely stronger than Wilhelm.
I'm sure Wilhelm was a beast in his prime, though.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. I'm sure he's still quite a beast now, just not on that Reinhardt level.
Yeah. Okay, theory that every sin comes from the real world, since Subaru is a sin. I don't think Betelgeuse is the Archbishop of Sloth. I don't think he's from the real world. I really don't.
Beetlejuice doesn't really feel very this worldly.
Yeah, although I do think that
Ow.
Al for sure is from a different world, and that was one of the things that's been left out that I've read already. That was supposed to be confirmed.
To get all of his backstory in like the Priscilla episode.
Yeah, like last episode we were supposed to hear more about that. I mean, I even without knowing that, I knew from the Kansai dialect thing, plus the fact that he keeps calling him Kyodai, that he was in fact from the same world. But
yeah,
I'm sure there's more people from Subaru's world. It's just the point of like what they're doing there. And if like each individual witch brought a person in, then is kind of that kind of scheme or not. But as far as the archbishops of the fingers or whatever Betelgeuse's title actually is, I think once the man dies, that title will be passed on, and it'd be interesting if Subaru gets that after the fact, and then that little faction of the cult is subservient to him.
Oh yeah, that would be kind of bad for him though.
Oh, it'd make it so much more suspicious than he already is for sure. But
yeah, that would definitely be interesting though. I mean, Beetlejuice got really fucking scared when that whole shit went down. He was straight up like, no, these are my right to rule. So maybe he is worried.
dude, that man, he was biting off his fingers, right? That's what was happening.
Yeah, well, not the whole way off, but he was biting way into them. When it showed his
Yeah.
fingers, they were all bent up and bloody and shit.
So fucking twisted, man.
Yeah, the dude is so fucked up, man.
Matsuoka must be having nightmares after filming that, recording that shit, because I don't know if I could do that. Such a kind man. He always played like the same roles before that, you know, and then now he's playing
he's so
this, like,
shy as well. When you see him in like live stuff, he's just so shy and antisocial.
It's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know about that. But one thing, do we have levels with the mob beasts? Are the animals affected by the witch's magic and they're turned into... I mean, I'm sure that the mob beasts, when they were originally created, were like based on real animals. Like you probably had to use them as part of the spell to transform them. And yeah, there's definitely levels to them, because there's no way something like the white whale is anywhere near the tier or caliber of the Lugarm, for sure. So
yeah.
Vassal. That's why the witch cult want Emilia. She is the vassal to Satala. On top of that, witch cult wants to revive Satala. I mean, that's what I'm assuming. Vassal. I think you meant vessel. I'm guessing you meant vessel.
Different.
Yeah, vassal is a different thing entirely. I mean, it could, unless that's what you're saying, which I guess it could be, and then Emilia wasn't having that and like fled the cult. But like, what if she was created solely to resurrect Satala then?
Yeah, what if she doesn't even know?
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing about Betelgeuse' dialogue it's so twisted and weird to me, because he was like, you mentioned it earlier, where he was like,
it's a half demon thing.
Yeah, no, not even that, where he's like, you were unable to overcome one ordeal, much less confront one of the sins, and after all that waiting, tripped over the first pebble in her path. So it almost seems like she knows to an extent that they're hunting her, and she's been fleeing this entire time.
Oh, maybe.
And maybe that's why she sought out Rosewall to begin with, but who knows? That's the thing. There's so many ways this can go, and there's no way to know if we're right.
Right now we can just make thousands of theories and see which one actually works. It's the same for Danganronpa right now.
Dude, that's
don't know enough information.
That's why we gotta keep doing the discussion streams, man, because then we can just throw out all the theories, and then one of them is bound to stick.
It'll be like, yeah, we guessed that like way back.
I'm telling you, man, somebody's gotta be right about something. I don't want to know though. Don't get it twisted. Don't tell me, because then I will be upset, and you will get that block related to the cult of witches.
Okay, this definitely isn't a spoiler. Somebody just said there's something called a witches arc. Like somebody just said they want to see the witches arc animated, and that to me just sounds amazing.
To me,
back in time, or the witches are still going to be around.
To me, that's exactly what I was going to say. To me, that either sounds like we're getting a flashback to what transpired 400 years ago, or that confirms that all the witches are still alive.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm fine. I'm fine with both.
Yeah, either way would be sick. We'd see the witches.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing. See, that's the thing, though. I'm guessing that now that I don't think Rosewall is the sage anymore because of this Flugel character and this tree, which we're probably not even going to go back there, man. I'm salty. We're never going to get to see him anytime soon. But I'm guessing that is the sage. So Rosewall must just have some connection to Satala herself, or to the witches in general, to want to destroy the dragon.
Yeah. It's probably what you said about destroying the dragon to free the soul and stuff.
That might very well be. Which generation is? Yeah, that might very well be in it. Well, I'm assuming is Reinhardt's grandfather, man. That's how I see it. It's never been confirmed though, so.
Yeah, admins, please delete Polsky's thing. It wasn't a big spoiler, but that was definitely a spoiler. Jesus.
Yeah. Remember the first source? Dude, there's so many comments I can't catch up.
Yeah, Polsky, we're just we're fine with, and things from the past that were missed out, we're fine with. We're trying not to get any actual spoilers from the future.
Yeah, don't say anything about what's going to happen. We're just kind of speculating right now. So I mean, we've touched on the main things that I wanted to talk about in this stream for the most part. There's two things that I still want to talk about. We already talked about Rem.
You haven't talked about Puck yet. Yeah, that was your biggest one.
That's my biggest thing. So we're going to talk about Puck now, but we talked about Rem, talked about the memories thing. Yeah, Puck is the next thing that I got to talk about. And we talked about the sins to a great extent, more so than I thought, getting into the witches. But did we talk about Beako? Yeah, we did, right?
A little bit. There was one thing I wanted to drop. Do you think... Because I said this in my theory, and a lot of people thought that it was wrong, so it's probably wrong. But I thought that Beako could remember past deaths, because she said the whole thing about, I don't want to see any more death anymore. I can't deal with that. I think she does as well.
I think it's twofold. I think that based on the dialogue, it's kind of very vague, but it's, to me, indicates that, similar to my thoughts about Puck, Beako knows about the returns by death. She didn't even seem shocked that Emilia was dead in front of her. So
no, she was very calm about that whole thing.
So she very well, it seems to me that she knows what's going on to some extent. But I think also that dialogue was implying that there's a lot of tragedy in her past that we don't know about. There's a lot more depth to that character than we've ever seen. But the fact that she says, just at least die where I can't see you, kind of confirms to me what you're saying.
Yeah, and then when she shoved them out, it wasn't even like shoving them to somewhere safe. It was straight shoving them to where the rest of the witch's court was.
Yeah, and you saw the pain in her face when she did it too. Like you could tell it hurt her to do that.
She was just like, I know you're going to die. I just don't want you near me. Just go do your thing.
And she knows that potentially that he's a part of the reason why they're in danger in the first place. And she's like, my whole thing, I'm conscripted to protect this mansion. She was like, even Rosewall probably wouldn't do this, but you got to go. So, yeah, I definitely think Bayako and Puck are the two characters, if any, that kind of have a greater idea of what's going on here. But let's talk about Puck, man, because I'm no longer making the video that I wanted to make about.
You're not going to do it anymore.
No, because it's too late. I waited too long. I just never had the time.
But there were still people in the chat asking who the giant beast was at the end of the last episode.
People don't understand.
There were still people arguing about it. Yeah, there are still people. Like, I'm seeing Twitter messages recently as well that are getting things. It's like, oh my god, look, the earring's the same. And it's like, yeah, we all kind of knew that the first day.
Exactly. I'm surprised by that. I thought everybody knew at this point. But I guess maybe I should still make it. But I do want to talk about the things that I wanted to talk about in that video here. But just pointing out the key signs like that. If you still don't understand that beast in episode 15 is Puck, I can't really help you. Like the daughter thing, the voice, the earring, the ice powers. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, it's definitely Puck.
It's pretty obvious. And if you didn't get it by then, he states it yet again in this episode. He's like, "Don't. What are you doing to my daughter, you scum?" Like that's what he says when he appears.
I love that line.
Nah, it was amazing, dude. Like seeing him there, just oh my, he looked like an absolute savage, dude. That's probably gonna be a thumbnail for this stream right here too, because that shit was savage. I need to use it for something. But the thing that I want to say about Puck is one. I think that the biggest thing for him is in fact Emilia. I don't think as friendly as he's been with Subaru up to this point, I don't think he gives a shit about Subaru at all. At all.
No, I mean, he just beheaded him once Emilia was gone. He didn't give a fuck. It was just like, no, I'm done. I'm out. He doesn't care about humans. He only cares about Emilia.
Exactly. Oh, and also if
maybe to some extent Beako.
Yeah, I think Beako cares more about him than he does about her. But yeah, to some extent, he definitely cares about Beako too. The thing of that one last thing I want to point out, if people still don't get it, there's another piece that you can use to justify that beast being Puck. Although all of those signs that we already mentioned are the key markers. When we first meet Puck to begin with, he's not in the form that he's normally in. So that confirms right there that he can change forms in and of itself.
I forgot about that. You're right. He was a giant wolf for the first time we saw him.
Yeah, like Subaru was like resting in the man's lap when we first saw him. And then he transformed back to the mini version. So just in case anybody's curious about markers of that, the daughter thing, the voice, the earring, the ability to transform, and the ice abilities confirm that is in fact Puck.
You forgot that shit, man. That's crazy.
But I think Puck will kill Subaru next episode for sure. So he's not going to have to commit suicide because Puck's going to do it for him. And that the biggest question is if Puck knows about the returns or not. I think you can make an argument for both cases. But I don't think he's going to be killing him because of the returns more so than he's killing him because Puck's existence and Puck killing Subaru not once, but twice already at this point showcases something that I've been trying to drive home for the longest. Yes, Subaru is special. To an extent, Subaru is definitely special. He has the returns by death ability. I definitely think it's a unique ability in this realm. But to speak and going back to the dialogues we've always had about the sins manifesting in Subaru, that arrogance and pride, him thinking that, and yes, he's broken at this point. Yes, he's suffering mild psychosis and PTSD and every single kind of thing you could think of. It's fucked up. I feel for the man. I get you. But him thinking that he's the only one that can remedy these situations is still a false perception. I think people overestimate Subaru's importance in this world. I think there's abilities out there that rival the insanity of returns by death, just like we're already seeing with the white whale. And
the white whale might even be able to cancel it right the fuck out.
Like I don't, yeah, potentially returns by death isn't going to fix that situation, like we've been saying. So it goes to show you that if Puck disregards Subaru's existence, and especially so if he knows about returns by death, that kind of shows you a little bit of the scale of both. It's kind of oxymoronical. It shows you that Subaru definitely has his role to play and has a great deal of weight in this series, as he is the MC, as he's the one that is going through these cycles time and time again, and he clearly has some overarching purpose, and that's why Satala brought him there. But at the same time shows that he's still very insignificant at the same time. And he still can't do anything to surmount that. And Puck doesn't give a shit. Puck just cares about Emilia.
Yeah, to me, the last 2 or 3 episodes have just been all trying to teach Subaru, you're nothing. Like they've been trying to beat that message into him because he was prideful as fuck.
Yeah, in various ways, which is why people keep saying, and I think that could be the case, because I like the idea of Subaru becoming one of the sins, one of those archbishops. He'll either become Sloth and replace Betelgeuse, or Pride or Wrath seem to be the other ones that are popular for him.
Yeah, I definitely think Pride, because even Betel, I'm still going to call him Beetlejuice. When Beetlejuice first met him, he was straight away like, "Are you Pride?" Like that was his first thing. He sensed some pride in him.
Yeah. Oh no, man. I can't put a finger on that man's dialogue though. It's too all over the place.
Yeah, he says some crazy shit, which may be crazy, may be real, or may just be his own insanity.
Yeah. Reinhardt could solve any of Subaru's problems by just being in the general vicinity. You know, that's pretty true. But that would establish a fucked up precedent, because the only reason Subaru made it out of the first arc was because of Reinhardt's assistance to begin with. So, realistically, Arc 2 is the only arc that so far that Subaru has realistically surmounted because of the actions that he took. 100%. Yeah, and even still, he needed to be rescued in the end. So I don't know, man.
That's true. Roswell saved him in the end more than anything.
Yeah, dude needs to grow even more. But that's why I love this character. It's one of the most complex MCs I've seen in the longest time.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like I got really annoyed with him at first when he started spouting bullshit to Emilia again. Like, you just have to come with me. You just have to believe me, and it will be fine if you come with me. It was like, Subaru, didn't you learn this lesson?
It was the same dialogue they had the last time.
Yeah. But then I realized, well, Rem's just died in front of him and been erased from existence. He probably can't think very logically.
No, he's in a state of psychosis, just straight up. And his whole, it's like very scatterbrained, because even what he tells Emilia in that dialogue, where he's basically like, he's just ranting on about how it won't work, you'll fail. The line I really love is, until you see as many corpses as the number of your reckless decisions, that is your future. And as much as he was saying that to kind of signify what's coming and speaking to Emilia, I think he was talking to himself with that entire dialogue.
Yeah, that entire dialogue was him saying to himself, no matter what I do, I can't save anyone.
Exactly.
Just need to keep trying, kind of thing.
Exactly, man. I mean, that's what makes him such an incredible person to an extent too, because your average individual would have been long since broken and given up, to be blunt about it, since Arc 1, I guarantee you. So gotta give Subaru credit where credit's due. I just need to keep clarifying. People think from when I point out the character's flaws, that somehow I don't love this character. He's still my best boy for 2 seasons running now. Still one of my favorite characters ever. So I don't know what you guys think this is.
I don't know though. Zavid's coming up soon.
Oh, dude, Zavid is gonna be godly though. Dude, even that well, we shouldn't get to that, but that Dezel, that look that he gave, I was like,
that one look, and it was like, yeah, Dezel's a boss.
And, you can just tell at that point. I love how it's like tiptoeing around Rose's presence in the Scattered Bones, and it was, I just didn't want to spoil, but I was like,
yeah, I didn't even do it, because I was like, come on, episode 1, she took off the fucking helmet. You know that's her.
Yeah, I mean, I just did it because I don't know, I was streaming. I was just like, yo, you can, if you listen to the voice though, you can already tell.
Yeah, and even when she was fighting Emilia, there was like, you could see her red hair. I'm sorry, I got us into Zestiria. That's my bad.
Yeah,
this is for the next stream.
Yeah, it's all good. Greed must be fucked up. I agree. That's actually the sin that I'm most excited to see out of the archbishops. Like both for the witch, if we're gonna see the witches, and out of the archbishops, I really want to see Greed.
I want to see one of the witches more than anything, and I want to see Elsa come back, man. What is she doing right now?
Dude, okay, let's talk about Elsa, actually. Let's talk about Elsa for a little bit, because after the Witch's Cult was introduced, I was thinking about possibilities for this character. I'm wondering if she's part of the Witch's Cult's faction, just based on her garb, and that could have very well been why she was trying to get the insignia, and get Emilia out of the way. But at the same time, it seems more likely that there's another party outside of that hired her, and she's like more of a mercenary kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. She does seem really powerful. Yeah, I'm not really sure. She didn't spout any bullshit, so she probably isn't part of the Witch's Cult. She's probably just a mercenary.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. But then who was behind her then? Because I feel like, unless we haven't met that
anyone, it could have even been one of the officials, like one of the people that was chatting shit about her being a half-elf during the procession. Could have just been like, no, I don't want a half-elf.
Do you guys remember the name of, I'm wondering if he's involved in it. The dude that we met last episode that was meeting with Krush, and that
honestly, the one that's selling all the swords to him.
Yeah, like the merchant dude. I forget his name, but somebody please remind me if you remember. Because I feel like
important in some way.
Oh no, he's definitely important, but I wonder if it could be somebody of his caliber that then conscripted Elsa into the whole thing. Russell Fellow, man, that name is actually pretty dope too.
Russell Fellow, that is a great name.
30 as well. So many comments. There's so many of you guys here. You guys are fucking awesome.
183 people just for a discussion stream. That's insane. Just shows how good this anime is.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Just shows you the power of ReZero. Rem is, I mean, it was painful, man. I said it too. It was really painful to see Emilia die right in front of me like that. I think Rem's has more weight to it simply because of the fact that her existence has been erased. But
yeah, it actually felt kind of bad for me because I felt so good just knowing. Just when Puck showed up, I felt so good, and then it was like halfway through my review, I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, Rem's gone. She might probably not be coming back." It was like, "Oh god."
Exactly. I mean, like we have 4 different theories right now as to what happens with Rem. One of them has to be right. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah. I like the idea. I like how Ku brought in, because I was just thinking more of like a space thing where Ku is bringing in time, and that's crazier. If like her whole existence throughout history is just gone to the point where even if he returns, she just doesn't come back because it's before that point. Still think there's like some space that she's been transported to, that like all of the whale's victims get transported to, but
that would be cool. She could even end up in a third world. I mean, we've already got Earth and the main dimension, and possibly Bayako has a separate dimension for her library.
No, I consider Bayako's dimension like a separate dimension. Yeah, which is probably why she knows so much and why she's unaffected potentially.
Yeah, so the whale may have a separate dimension, kind of like the darkness in Supernatural, where it's just trying to create another dimension and absorb everything, create its own universe.
Art of greed and gluttony. I don't know, man. That's tempting. That's real tempting, Mitra. But I
don't. But you can go for it. I don't want to spoil.
I'm gonna have to pass because I don't want any spoilers for this series. But that's a very tempting offer, man. It really is.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I've heard that there's so much even crazier than Beetlejuice, so it's like, no.
We won't get it in the anime, but I don't want to begin my greater adventure into ReZero until the anime is over, though. So, and it's a light novel original. I'm gonna be reading those as they release. But I want to. People need to translate this fucking web novel, man. I'm not trying to Google translate the web novel. I'm sorry, but this is a chill stream, even though nobody else really came through. I mean, Memory was doing Otaku A Team.
Sloan just can't function right now.
Brago's streaming right now, so I don't think he'll be making it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's still there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to consider. I don't know if I should still make the Puck video at this point. If you guys want me to make the Puck video, or as a matter of fact, throw out some suggestions for theory crafting video topics that you guys would want to see, and I'll consider. I'll pick the one that I like the most, because the Puck video seems slightly. Actually, this week might be the last chance I have to release it, to be honest.
Yeah. God, I don't think I could even make a video for this series. With how far ahead the light novels are, I just feel like any theory that got thrown out would be like destroyed or like straight up admitted to, and then I'd be like, "Oh, I got it right," but now I'm spoiled.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if I'm gonna. That's the thing. I'm just gonna block anybody that spoils me, and I'm gonna make it explicitly clear at the beginning of the video that I do not want theory confirmed or denied. So I'll do it nonetheless.
I like Shingo's idea. Who is best girl and why is it Rem? But who is Rem?
But who is Rem, dude? Who is Rem? This was the easiest week for me to come up with a title by far out of the last 17 weeks.
Oh, Remembrance. Yeah, I like that.
It was dude, you know how hard that shit is? I got to go back and change the episode 51 to ramifications, because I've gotten so many comments of people being like, just make it ramifications instead of ramifications.
Ramifications is good, man. Yeah. People will realize what you were going for.
Is Puck a guy? Of course Puck is a guy.
Puck's a dude.
Yeah.
He's got a girl's voice. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest with you, you'll be hard pressed to find an animal or mascot character that has a male voice actor.
Yeah, it's super rare. Even then, it's like a ridiculously high voice normally.
Hacks his way into telling someone about. That's a good idea. I don't think there's really any way around it. There might be some loophole that I haven't considered.
Loophole around what?
For Subaru being able to kind of give people information about returns by death, or like how he had. I mean, I think it was you who said like the last time, like in the No Live stream or something, that he could potentially try and play it off like he's prophesizing shit.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
But I think that the unseen hands will grip him no matter what he says. If he says anything in relation to it, I think he'll be pretty fun. I feel like there's something he said though that he should only be able to say.
There was something when he tried to tell Emilia the last time when they were having their fight, because I had thought that he was confessing to her, but apparently he was going to say something along the lines of, I don't remember. But yeah, there was something during that fight, the amazing scene where we first heard Emilia's ending song, where he was just going to say something that's relating to his power, but wasn't actually, I've got that power, and the hands grabbed him then.
Yeah. I remember that happening. I feel I can't remember what it was, but there was something that he said that he shouldn't have been able to say. My theory is that Puck is Emilia's father and the mother is Satla. That's crazy, dude. That would be interesting as fuck.
Maybe that's why they're calling her half demon instead of half elf. Maybe she's half Puck. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, so then you're saying from like a witch's perspective, or the witch's cult's perspective, spirits are demons instead. I mean, what if Puck was in fact someone else before he became a great spirit?
Anyway, that's true as well. We don't know what the great spirits are yet.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like going back to Zestiria, like some Seraph shit, you know?
Oh my god, did you just see Warudo AMV's thing?
No, let me go down.
RAM equals random access memory. RAM equals random erased memory.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That's fucking genius.
You already know. No, I'm surprised. Damn, dude, you better hop on that right now and start spreading that around, because somebody will get on that eventually. That's amazing.
Before this stream ends, don't you worry.
Yeah. Tweet that shit. God. Tweet that shit out right now, Ardo, so I can retweet that shit, because that shit's amazing. You're right. There's a lot about dying and being from another world, and she just said he was crazy. I feel like maybe it was in a dialogue with Bayako of what I'm thinking about, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to, in order to make a theory like that, I'd have to rewatch all of the episodes thus far.
You'd have to be trying to spot things straight from the beginning, and that would be a long
Exactly.
thing to do.
Exactly. I want an idea that I can hop on now, you know? Catch his his profit theory. It's in for intention, right? Maybe Subaru can confide. Dude, that's something else entirely. But I don't think Subaru needs to confide in him because I think Puck. I like to believe that Puck knows about the returns to some extent, as well as has more info on the witch's cult than meets the eye. Because going back to the oldest insight into that back in the day, when nobody questioned the fact that Subaru knew who Puck was after the first returns. So
that's yeah.
And then
Emilia seemed confused about it, but Puck didn't react to it at all.
Yeah, exactly. And then
plus, I guess Puck, he exists inside that crystal. Does that crystal count as another dimension? Is that how they avoid?
We should just. I'm just gonna make a video about space time. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh my god, this is gonna be amazing.
But
Timey-wimey.
That's weird though. Puck can. I forgot about the fact that Puck can read hearts. So shouldn't he instantly already know that Emilia is dead at this point?
I think he already knows she's dead.
I think if he knew she was dead, he would be raging like a fiend right now. But maybe you're right. I
think he has to because his contract must have ended with her. That would be the only way her crystal would have broken like that.
True.
And Bayako even said he's going to be in his form for a little while. So he's probably been in his original form and then decided to condense himself back to the mini form for now.
Yeah, that could very well be the case. That very well could be the case. We'll see how it plays itself out, man. I'm interested. Next episode is going to be crazy just to see Puck go in like an absolute savage.
Yeah. Oh, man. I just want to see him say some shit to Subaru before he kills him because, he definitely is going to kill him.
That's what I'm telling you. I guarantee you that he's going to kill Subaru. And when he does, he's going to like say something that kind of opens Subaru's eyes a little bit as to how useless he really is at this point.
Yeah. I mean, there was so much that should have been telling him already. He's so useless. I mean, even on his last death, when he was just like, just sleep with my child. Doesn't give no fucks, man. It's just like, no, I'm done with you, Subaru.
Yeah. Can the witch see the future? Who knows, man? Who fucking knows? So much to think about with this world. And I think this is the best time to think about it. And this is how we're going to close this stream because it's time for No Life. But I think this is the best time to think about it as we're approaching the end of this season. Arc 3, I feel like, is going to last the rest of this. If you're saying that we're halfway done, it started on episode 12. We're probably not going to get into Arc 4 at all. Or maybe we'll get set up for that.
Yeah, I think it's going to end with the end of Arc 3 and then like a little, this is what's coming, just to keep you guessing.
Exactly. But see, for me, this is the best time to theory craft because once this shit ends, I'm going straight to the source material. I don't care. Even if nobody picks up the web novel, I know people are translating Arc 3 right now, so hopefully they keep it going. But I might just have to find a way. You know what I'm saying? I might just have to find a way because there's no way I'm waiting. Unless it's like one of those announcements where it's like literally on the tail end of the last episode, it's like, see you like fall or winter or some shit like that, you know? Then
if it's like CU 2017, that'll be fine for me personally.
Yeah.
Even if it's not till summer next summer, it'll be fine.
Well, I don't know if it'll be fine for me because I'm the same person that read Volume 3 of Konosuba. So, and then I did stop after that because I was just like, there's no point. It really is coming too soon, but still. Sloth equals being messy. Why would he call Rem slothful? He's basically died trying to save Subaru. I think he was referring to Subaru in that moment, but oh well. All right, guys. Thank you for coming through to this discussion. There was a lot of interesting ideas thrown about, a lot of things to consider right now. I feel a lot better having talked about it for quite some time and not really just wallowing in the sorrow of the episode. I don't know. Any last words, Q?
I just read Mitro Speed's thing, and we probably won't even need a suggestion about what's coming in Arc 4, because apparently Arc 3's ending is amazing, so that would be good. Also, who is Rem? That's me.
Damn. All right, guys. Thank you for coming through. Smash that like button if you enjoyed, and we'll probably have at least one more of these before the season's over. I'm foreseeing.
I'm sure for the final episode we're going to have like another 3-hour one because
yeah,
it's as good as Mitra Speed is making it out to be, and Mitra Speed is normally good at this shit. He's Essayku, and then we're going to be talking about it for ages.
Yeah, like who said earlier in the stream, this is the only thing that's really on that Danganronpa theory crafting discussion caliber. So yeah, but thanks for coming through. The review will be up at some point this evening. No orange stream today, or I might feel like doing it later tonight. But right now, I honestly don't give a fuck about orange. I'm just being honest. I just need to think about like Zestiria and ReZero just were enough for me today, to be honest with you. But thanks for coming through, guys. We're gonna be out. Peace.
Little.